Okay, so this time we focus on educational technology tools, particularly in video editing software. No, so video editing software has become an indispensable educational technology tool in today's digital classroom. So these programs allow educators and students to create engaging visual content. Enhancing the learning experience, whether used for creating instructional videos, student projects, or even presentation. Video editing software foster creativity, no, critical thinking, and technical skills because it provides the ability to combine different media elements such as video clips, images, adding text, and audio into a cohesive story that supports learning objectives. Popular video editing tools include Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, iMovie, and DaVinci Resolve, which vary in complex and feature sets. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening po, Doc. Good evening, classmates. So for this evening po, we will dive into the exciting world of video editing. Specifically, we will discuss the introduction and brief history of video editing, its key concepts, types, and best video software for beginners and teachers, video editing process, and common mistakes and tips in video editing. So for today's session, our objectives is to first define the basic concepts of video editing, including key terms like timeline, cuts, transitions, and audio syncing. Second is to explain the essential role of video editing in storytelling, marketing, and entertainment, as well as its impact on modern communication. Third is to identify and differentiate between popular video editing software such as Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, and beginner-friendly tools like CapCut and iMovie. And last objective is to apply basic video editing techniques such as importing media, arranging clips, cutting, adding transitions, and exporting a finished video. But before we proceed po to the main topic, let me introduce myself. I am Jaren V. Basilan from San Pascual, Batangas po. So, introduction to video editing. So, what is video editing? The term video editing is derived from two components, which is video and editing. Video comes from the Latin word videre, which means to see. And over time, video became associated with visual media, specifically those moving images captured on film, videotape, or digital formats. The second component is editing, which comes from the Latin word editus, meaning to put forth or to bring out. In modern times, editing refers to the process of selecting, organizing, and modifying content to create a final version of something, whether it be text, audio, or video. So when we combine these two components, video editing now will refer to the process of manipulating and rearranging video shots to create a new work. Parang katulad po ng pagbuo ng isang puzzle where each clip or video shot is like a puzzle piece. So, yung goal po natin dito is to turn raw footage into a something polished and creative product. So, you can do this by trimming, cutting, and arranging the clips in a way that it will tell a compelling story or convey a message effectively. So why video editing is essential? There are three main reasons. First is storytelling. So katulad nga po ng nabanggit ko kanina, video editing is the backbone of storytelling. Without editing, wala tayong cohesive narrative. Whether yung mga vloggers, yung commercial na napapanood natin sa TV, yung mga movies, editing allow us to structure the story in a way that it is engaging and clear to our audience. Second, video editing is important in terms of marketing. In today's digital world, video is one of the most powerful tools for marketing. Lahat ng business and brands ay gumagamit na po ng video para i-promote ang kanilang products or services. At sa tamang editing process, you can turn a simple video into something that can attract customers or even go viral. Last important aspect is entertainment. Of course, marami po tayong napapanood ng mga movies, TV shows, and online content that entertain us dahil sa magaling na video editing skills. Without it, raw footage would feel boring and unengaging. Let's now take a quick look at the history of video editing para mas maintindihan po natin kung saan ba nagmula yung mga technology na ginagamit natin today. So, early days, noong unang panahon, lahat po ng editing was done manually by cutting and splicing film reels. So, ang process na ginagamit po noon ay tinatawag na linear editing, meaning, kailangan mong i-edit yung video in the exact order it was filmed. So, yung editing process po noon was very time-consuming and very difficult po kasi literal na kinakat mo yung film strips at itinetape mo siya together para makapag-produce ng isang video output. Then, 1940s to 1950s. So, during this period po, nagkaroon po tayo ng mga video tools such as Moviola at Steenbeck machines. So, yung tools po na yon, ginagamit siya ng, mas pinadali po niya yung manual editing process natin. Kasi po yung mga editors nung panahong yon, inaalaw po ng mga tools na yon na magkaroon ng preview doon sa ine-edit nila. Kumbaga, habang kinakat nila yung mga clips ng video, nagkakaroon po sila ng preview doon sa editing process itself. Next is during 1970s. So, dito po sa panahon na to, pumasok na yung videotape, which allowed for non-linear editing. Yung non-linear editing, ibig sabihin, pwede na nating i-rearrange or i-edit yung mga clips natin without sticking doon sa nakasanayan linear editing or linear timeline. Imagine, nung panahon na to, mas napabilis na po at mas naging flexible yung editing process ng video. Then, noong 1990s, after early 2000, this era po marked the rise of digital editing software like Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro. Software-based editing allowed for more precise, flexible, and creative editing workflows. Unlike po dun sa nakasanayan natin ng manual editing, dito pwede na po tayong mag-experiment without ruining the original footage. Then, present day, so anyone po with a smartphone or computer can edit videos using apps like CapCut or software like iMovie. So the tools are now more user-friendly and accessible na po siya to anyone, especially dun sa mga beginners, to edit videos quickly without extensive training. Next po, let's talk about the important concepts sa video editing. First key concept po ay yung tinatawag nating timeline. So ito po yung timeline sa interface ng isang video software. So timeline is the core of the editing software. Bakit siya yung core? Kasi dito natin inaayos at ina-arrange yung clips in a sequential manner. So you can place your videos, your audios, and effects on the timeline para magkaroon ng interaction yung mga elements na yon at makapag-produce ng good video output. So next is the process of trimming o yung ating cutting. So this is the most basic form of editing. So ginagamit natin ito, of course, to remove unnecessary parts of our video or to jump from one scene to another. Marami po tayong types of cuts. So meron tayong jump cuts, which are yung mga quick transitions natin between similar shots. Then meron din po tayong tinatawag na L-cuts, where yung audio and video transitions po happen at different times. Next is the transitions. So transitions help us to smoothly move from one clip to another. So ito yung visual effects po na nilalagay natin doon sa ating mga clips para magkaroon ng smooth transition. Example po, very common example po ng mga transitions natin ay yung fade in, fade out, zoom out, cross dissolve, and more creative transition like wipes or zooms. However po, it is very important po to use transitions sparingly para hindi siya distracting. Kasi minsan, pag nakikita natin na, ay, ang daming available na transitions kay CapCut, sige, gamitin natin para mas maganda. Pero the more na naglagay ka ng mga OA na transitions, kumbaga ay hindi appropriate, the more na nagiging distracting panoorin yung video na ginagawa mo. Next important key concept ay yung audio syncing. So this refers to ensuring that the audio and video are in sync. Kapag off-sync po yung mga dialogues natin or yung sound effects, of course, nawawalan ng immersion or nawawalan tayo ng connection dun sa audience. Mas nagiging awkward siya panoorin. Then, last important concept po ay yung ating color grading. So, color grading is used to enhance or alter the colors. So last concept po natin ay yung color grading. So this is used to enhance or alter the colors in a video to set a specific mood or tone. It's especially important po in films and professional videos to create a consistent look and feel. So let's now proceed po dun sa types of video editing. So first type of video editing po ay yung tinatawag nating linear editing or the tape-to-tape video editing. So dito po sa video process na ito, ine-edit natin yung mga clips in a sequential manner. Meaning, sunod-sunod po yung proseso ng pag-e-edit. So, literal po na pinuputol yung mga film reels at saka po natin yung ine-arrange. So, dito sa process na to, hindi mo pwedeng i-skip yung any part po ng footage kasi kailangan pong sunod-sunod siyang i-edit. Halimbawa po, kung may mali po dun sa dulo ng video, kailangan mong balikan mula sa simula para ma-edit po ninyo yung video na yon. So, dito sa process na to, it is considered as limited. Limited po yung flexibility nito kasi bihira na rin po siyang ginagamit in today's generation. So, next po ay yung ating nonlinear editing. So, nonlinear editing is considered as the most popular of all the video editing types. Kasi dito po, hindi na natin kailangang sundan yung sequence ng footage. Pwede tayong mag-cut, mag-rearrange, mag-edit sa anumang part ng video kahit anong order. So kung may kailangan po tayong ayusin doon sa gitnang part ng video o doon sa dulo ng video, pwede po natin yung gawin nang hindi naaapektuhan yung ibang parts ng project. So example po ng nonlinear editing software ay yung ating Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, and DaVinci Resolve. So yung method po nito, it offers more flexibility and control doon sa buong process ng editing. Third type po ay yung ating online editing. It refers to the editing of the final video with full resolution footage. So, typically po, ito yung last stage po ng editing process sa isang video production. So, sa process po nito, more on polishing na lang po ng mga elements from the video clips, the audio, at saka po yung mga text. So dito, si editor, yun nga po, fina-finalize na lang niya yung mga color correction, yung audio syncing, at saka yung mga special effects for video distribution. Then, since it involves high-quality footage po, online editing requires more powerful hardware and storage space. So usually, ginagawa po ito after the offline edit or after the offline editing rather. So, let's proceed po to the fourth type, which is the offline editing. So, ang offline editing po ay ginagamit sa mas early stages po ng video production. Dito, gumagamit po ang editors ng low-resolution copies ng footage to save computer power and storage. Kumbaga po, hindi pa po yun yung final output na ginagawa ng mga editor. So, saka lang po nila i-produce yung high quality kapag po nag-proceed na sila doon sa online editing. Then, last type po ay yung ating cloud-based editing. So, cloud-based editing is the process of ensuring that that you can work on your video files from any device you want. So, hindi nyo na po kailangan ng malaking storage space or high-end computer dito dahil you are working directly on your cloud. So, ang biggest advantage po ng cloud-based editing is yung collaboration because multiple editors or team members can now work on the same project simultaneously from different locations. So yung mga software po na kilala for cloud-based editing ay yung WeVideo and Frame.io. So now po, let's proceed to the top 5 best video editing software for 2024. Siyempre, nangunguna pa rin po dyan ang Adobe Premiere, developed by Adobe Incorporation. So, si Adobe Premiere po, ang pinaka-unique feature po niya ay yung multi-camera editing. So, ibig sabihin, mas madali pong nakakapag-switch ng iba't ibang camera angles doon sa ine-edit natin na project. Then, meron din po siyang advanced color grading at integration with other Adobe apps. Dahil siya po ay product ni Adobe, pwede po mas madali po yung integration ng Photoshop, After Effects, at ng Illustrator. So, yung cons niya po, syempre, mahal po yung subscription fee. At it requires a high-performance computer dahil medyo complex po yung system ni Adobe. Kailangan yung quality ng computer or ng laptop na gagamitin mo ay mataas din. And further, yung isa pa pong cons ay yung steep learning curve for beginners. So this is the interface ng Adobe Premiere Pro. So this is a modular interface po, meaning pwede mong baguhin yung arrangement ng panels depende po sa preference mo. So meron tayong timeline dito sa ilalim. Das dito po sa kanan, dito po sa kaliwa yung ating media library, dito po sa gitna. Karaniwan naman na palaging sa gitna yung ating preview para po dun sa nagre-rewatch po ng ating mga time. Das dito po sa side yung mga effects. Yan po. So as you can see po, dito po sa timeline, dito po sa interface ni Adobe Premiere, medyo complex po siyang tingnan para sa mga beginners. Pero kapag nakuha naman po natin yung sistema ng pag-e-edit kay Adobe Premiere Pro, syempre, it offers additional level control din naman po. Next po, Pro, developed by Apple Incorporation. So this video editor po is exclusive Mac OS, and it is also known for its speed, powerful features, and optimized performance on Apple hardware. So yung features ni Final Cut Pro, meron siyang magnetic bilhin. Ilagay niyo po yung mga videos, yung mga video clips doon sa timeline ni Final Cut Pro, mag-o-automatic po siya na mag-adjust para maiwasan po yung gaps or overlapping sa timeline. So, yun po yung advantage po ni magnetic timeline. Next, meron din po siyang 360-degree video editing. Ibig sabihin, meron po siyang built-in tools for editing 360-degree and VR videos. And also, product po ni Apple, optimized po siya for back performance. Mabilis po yung system ni Final Cut Pro. So, ito pong syempre po, lang siya kay Mac OS, mataas pa rin po yung fee, and lacks deep integration with non-Apple software. So ito po yung interface ni Final Cut Pro. It has a sleek, user-friendly interface. Ang standout feature niya po dito ay yung magnetic timeline kung saan automatic po na mag-a-align ang mga clips. So this makes it easy for Mac users to edit seamlessly, lalo na po kung sanay ka sa Apple ecosystem. Next is the Vinci Resolve by Blackmagic Design. So it offers video editing, color grading, audio post-production, and visual effects in one package, making it a top choice for filmmakers. Yung unique features niya, meron siyang industry color grading tools, meaning kilala po siya sa pagiging best software for color correction and grading. And meron po siyang Fairlight Audio. Yun po yung ginagamit for audio mixing. Kumbaga ay pwede ka pong gumawa ng high quality audio habang nag-e-edit ng video. So yung cons yun po, resource intensive. It requires high-end hardware and yun po, complex interface for beginners. So ito po yung interface niya. Masyado pong detalyado yung panels niya. So, katulad po ng mga nauna, meron din po siyang media pool. Dito sa left side, ito yung timeline niya. Tapos, ito pong may gitna yung kanyang preview. But at the same time, nandito din po yung kanyang panel for color grading. Next po ay ang Filmora 12, developed by Wondershare. So, Filmora 12 po is considered as a beginner-friendly video editing software which offers a wide range of easy-use tools, effects, and templates perfect for casual editors and content creators. So, yung unique features po ni Filmora, meron siyang motion tracking. So, it allows you to track a moving object and apply effects to it. Meron din po siyang AI portrait. Ibig sabihin, it automatically removes backgrounds without a green screen. And meron po siyang stock media library. Meron na po siyang built-in stock videos, music, at effects na pwedeng gamitin ng beginners instantly. So, yung kanyang cons ay yung kanyang watermark on free version. Hindi lang po siya basta watermark, siya po ay watermark. Kasi malaki po yung watermark niya talaga dun sa free version. Parang sa isang screen po ay Filmora na lang po na word yung makikita nyo. Then, yun po, meron din siyang fewer advanced features for professional editors and limited control over some effects. So, ito po yung interface si Filmora. As you can see, it is easy to navigate naman po. At design po talaga siya for beginners. So, madali nyo pong makikita yung kanyang media panel, the media window on the center, yung property panel dito sa right, at yung timeline panel. So, dito po, ang kanyang best feature ay yung drag and drop. So, once na import ka po ng video clips at ng audio dito sa media panel, madali po siyang dalhin dito kay timeline kasi i-drag nyo lang po siya at i-drop dito kay timeline. Next po ay ang Hit Film Pro, developed by Effect Home. So it combines video editing with professional grade visual effect tools, making it a popular choice who want to incorporate complex effects into their projects. So si Hit Film Pro po, mas focus po siya dun sa mga visual. So, yung main tools niya po or yung unique features niya, as I've said earlier, yung advanced visual effects, meron din po siyang 2D and 3D compositing, meaning pwede kang mag-work with both 2D and 3D layers. And meron din po silang integrated visual effects store. Meron silang sariling marketplace kung saan pwede po nilang bilhin yung extra effects for more advanced projects. Yung cons niya, it requires powerful hardware, especially for visual effects, and some effects po requires additional paid add-on. So, ito po yung interface ni HitFilm Pro. Katulad po siya ni Adobe Premiere na customizable din po yung panels for timeline, viewer, media bin, and effects. Na perfect po sa mga gustong mag-combine ng video effects and traditional. Ngayon naman po ang top 5 best video editing software for beginners and teachers. First po dyan ay ang CapCut Pro. CapCut Pro, developed by ByteDance. So it is a free, easy-to-use video editor available on both mobile and desktop. So it is great for teachers looking to quickly create educational videos with basic yet effective editing features. So yung unique features po ni Pro ay meron siyang free mobile and desktop version. So pwede kang mag-edit both phone and computer with the same tools and features. Kung ano ang nasa cellphone mo, yun din yung makikita mo sa desktop version ni CapCut. Meron din po siyang auto captions and text-to-speech. Pwede kang mag-generate ng captions or convert text into voice-overs automatically. At yung kanyang one-click background removal. So, it removes background from videos without using green screen. Yung kanyang cons, of course, limited advanced editing features and hindi siya ideal for long-form or complex projects. So, ito po yung interface ni CapCut Pro. So, ito po ay account ko po talaga. Kaya ganyan po kalinis. So, pero mamaya po at the end of this presentation po ay mag-share po ako ng isang basic video tutorial na inedit ko po talaga mismo. Next is a movie developed by Incorporation. So it is a straightforward and intuitive video editor that is perfect for Mac and iOS user. Its clean interface allows beginners and teachers to create polished videos with minimal effort. Si iMovie naman po, ang unique features niya, meron po siyang trailers and templates. Meaning, may mga built-in trailer templates siya kung saan pwede kang mag-drop ng clips which is great for quick content creation. Second ay yung seamless integration niya with iOS. So, pwede mo siyang gawin on your iPhone, iPad, at sa MacBook. And yung isa pa pong unique feature niya, yung kanyang simplified green screen. Katulad po ng sa CapCut, madali na magpalit ng background kahit walang green screen doon sa shoot niyong video. So, ang cons niya, limited lang siya kay macOS and iOS, and it lacks advanced editing tools for more complex projects. So, ito po yung interface ni iMovie. So, very minimalist interface. Meron lang itong basic timeline sa baba, and preview window dito sa may kanan, at ang kanyang media library dito sa kaliwa. So, katulad din po siya ni CapCut Pro na drag and drop lang. Next is Camtasia. Camtasia, it is developed by TechSmith, designed specifically for educators and professionals who need to create tutorial and training videos. It combines screen recording with easy video editing, making it perfect for teachers creating instructional content. So, ito talaga yung isa sa mga basic video software for teachers. Kasi yung unique features niya, meron siyang screen recording. Ibig sabihin, built-in yung screen recording function, perfect for creating tutorials or instructional videos. At meron din siyang interactive quizzes. Ibig sabihin, pwede kang maglagay ng mga quiz sa videos, which is a great feature for teachers. So, ang kanyang cons, paid software with a relatively high upfront cost, at meron din siyang limited advanced editing tools. So, ito po ang interface ng Camtasia. So, as you can see po, Camtasia has a focused interface. Meaning, it has easy access to screen recording tools. And yung timeline niya sa ilalim ay very simple lang po. Hindi siya complicated. Hindi siya nakaka-overwhelm tingnan. At madali lang din magdagdag po ng mga transitions, annotations, and callouts. So, perfect po talaga siya for creating instructional videos with minimal effort. Fourth, best software for beginners and teachers po ay yung WeVideo by WeVideo Incorporation. So it is a cloud-based editor that offers an easy-to-use interface, making it ideal for teachers and students. So it is accessible on any device with internet, and collaborative features allow for group video projects in classroom. So since siya po ay isang cloud-based video editing software, ang unique feature niya po ay accessible po siya from any device basta may internet. Meron din po siyang built-in stock library. May collection na po siya ng royalty-free media, which includes videos, music, and images. At meron din po siyang green screen editing katulad ng kay CapCut Pro at kay iMovie. Last software po for teachers and beginners ay yung ating OpenShot. So ito po pala yung software interface po ni WeVideo. Yan. So OpenShot po by OpenShot Studios is a video editor, open source video editor that provides a simple interface and basic editing features perfect for teachers who need to create educational videos or presentations without spending on software. Ang kanya pong unique feature ay siya ay completely free and open source. So, accessible po siya for everyone. Hindi na po kailangang mag-subscribe. So, meron din siyang 3D animations na pwede kang gumawa ng basic 3D animated title. Something na hindi siya madalas i-offer doon sa mga free software. Then, meron din po siyang cross-platforms. Ibig sabihin, available siya kay Windows, kay Mac, and kay Linux. Yung cons niya, limited advanced features, can struggle with large or complex projects. So, ito po yung interface ni OpenShot. It's very simple po and beginner-friendly. As you can see, it has a basic timeline editor po dito sa baba, preview window, and drag and drop features dito sa ating media library. So kahit hindi ganun ka-polished yung interface ni OpenShot, madali siyang gamitin for basic editing without too much complexity. So how do you choose the right software? So there are 4 main things to consider. So first is yung skill level. Are you a beginner, intermediate, or advanced editor? So beginners should go for simpler software. While advanced users, of course, you need more complex tools. Then second po ay yung ating budget. Kasi nga, yung ibang software, katulad ni Adobe Premiere Pro, it requires a subscription, while others like DaVinci Resolve or CapCut are free. Third thing to consider po ay yung compatibility. Make sure na yung software na gagamitin natin ay gumagana or it is compatible with your computer or device. Katulad nga po ng nabanggit ko kanina, si Adobe Premiere Pro, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-install doon sa mga computer or laptop na may mababang quality or system. Kasi hindi talaga siya gagana. Maglalag lang ng maglalag si Adobe Premiere Pro. And last thing to consider po ay yung project needs. So yung software, kailangan ma-meet niya yung specific project needs natin, whether it is simple edits or heavy effects work. For example, mag-edit ka lang naman ng video greetings, pero yung gusto mong i-achieve si Adobe Premiere Pro. So mas ma-overwhelm ka pa kapag kasi Adobe Premiere Pro ang ginamit mo, kung pwede naman kay Wondershare or kay CapCut or kay iMovie. Alright, so how to edit basic video. So this is the step-by-step guide for basic video editing. So after po nitong presentation na to ay meron po ako mismong tutorial, video tutorial. So first po ay import media. So ang unang steps po natin sa pag-edit ng video ay to import media on your media library. So sa media, it includes your video clips, music, or images. So sa mga editing software tulad ng Adobe Premiere Pro po, iMovie, or CapCut, usually may option ka to drag or drop your files from the media library papunta doon sa ating timeline. So, syempre, dito po sa first step na to, dito nagsisimula lahat ng proseso. So, kailangan, from the start, organized na. Nakaready na yung mga video clips, audio, at yung mga pictures na gagamitin natin sa pag-e-edit. Next is arrange clips. So, pagkatapos mong ma-import yung mga gagamitin mong clips doon sa ating media library, ang sunod mong gagawin ay i-arrange ito dito sa ating timeline. So, paano natin yung gagawin? As I've said earlier, drag and drop. So, madali itong gawin dahil drag and drop lang sa timeline ng ating video software. So, make sure lang na sunod-sunod yung mga scenes na gagamitin natin para hindi tayo malilito, especially yung mga audience doon sa flow ng ating video. So, if you're telling a story, mas maganda kung may natural flow from start to finish, hindi yung tumatalon yung kwento. Next ay cut and trim. So, sa proseso na to, madalas na hindi natin ginagamit yung buong video clip. So, dito pumapasok na yung pagpuputol or pagtitrim. So, dito tinatagtag natin yung unnecessary parts tulad ng mga dead air or irrelevant content. Sa timeline, pwede tayong gumamit ng cut tool or trim tool para tanggalin yung mga parts na hindi natin kailangan. Or pwede naman itong edge noong ating clip, pwede natin siyang i-adjust or i-expand doon sa part na gusto nating isama or alisin. Next po ay add transitions. So para maging smooth yung paglipat ng bawat scene o shot, kailangan natin maglagay ng transitions. Common transitions na kadalasang nakakasalubong natin sa pag-edit ay si crossfade, cut, or yung slide. At saka yung si zoom in, zoom out, fade in, fade out, yun po. So, tandaan natin na huwag tayong mag-overuse dun sa mga transitions na ginagamit natin. Hindi porket available or maraming available transitions ay ilalagay na natin lahat. Mas maganda pa rin na ma-maintain natin yung flow and pacing ng video, kaya piliin natin yung mga transitions na magko-complement doon sa content ng ating video. Next ay add music or video. So, pwede tayong magdagdag ng background music or sound effects para ma-enhance yung mood ng ating video. So, sa mga editing software, meron tayong audio track. At kadalasan, yung audio track ay nasa ilalim noong video na ine-edit natin. So, dito siya kadalasan na lumalabas doon sa timeline. So, make sure lang na hindi masyadong malakas yung volume ng music compared doon sa dialogue o voiceovers. Dapat magbe-blend yung lahat ng audio elements para hindi siya distracting doon sa video content natin. At ang panghuli ay ang export video. Kapag tapos na tayong mag-edit, it is our time to export or save our video. Sa mga editing software, madalas meron tayong option na export or render. At dito ka pipili ng format kung gusto mo ay MP4 or other common video formats. Siyempre, i-check din natin yung resolution. Kadalasan, yung recommended resolution for videos ay yung 1080 pixel or 4K at frame rate. So, siguraduhin lang natin na bago tayo mag-export ng video ay napanood natin sa preview yung ating final video para lang ma-ensure natin na walang errors or walang missing elements. So, once we are done, you can now share it with your audience and upload it online. So, tips for video editing. First is keep it simple. Hindi kailangan maging sobrang komplikado yung pag-edit natin. Sometimes, less is more. So, stick to the essentials and focus on delivering a clear message through your video. Minsan, ang dami ng effects at transitions can distract the audience from your actual content. So, simplicity ensures na malinaw yung flow ng kwento o mensahe ng video. Second is use transitions sparingly. Katulad nga lang sinabi ko kanina, hindi porket maraming options sa transitions ay kailangan mo itong gamitin. So, ang kailangan lang, gamitin lang natin yung transitions na magko-complement doon sa video content. Next is ensure smooth flow and pacing. So, yung pacing ng video, very important siya. Kung sobrang bilis ng transitions or cuts, baka hindi maintindihan ng audience yung mga content natin. So, kung sobrang bagal naman, pwede silang mainip. So, kailangan i-ensure lang natin na may smooth flow yung pagkaka-edit natin ng mga scenes at yung bawat clip ay may tamang tagal or pacing para mas malinaw at engaging yung ating video. Next is sync audio and video. Yun, katulad nga po na nabanggit ko kanina, ang awkward naman kung mas nauuna yung audio kaysa dun sa pagbuka ng bibig noong subject ng ating video. So, kailangan i-double check natin if our dialogue matches the speaker's. Second tips ay preview often. Yan. Habang nag-edit tayo, importanteng panoodin lagi natin yung video para makita natin kung ano yung progress at makita natin kung ano yung mali or kulang doon sa ating ine-edit. So, habang nag-edit tayo, it's better to check. Ano po? Constantly preview. Mas mabilis nating maayos yung mga flaws once na pinapanood natin or pinipreview natin yung ating ine-edit na video. And last po ay use high quality clips. So make sure na high quality yung footage na ginagamit natin. Kasi kapag low quality yan, hindi natin yan mapapaganda doon sa mismong video editing software. Kapag katulad nga po nung mga iba pong kakilala ko, kapag po nagpapa-edit sila sa akin, akala nila ang daling mag-edit. Akala nila basta may clips ka, okay na. Pero hindi, kailangan din natin i-consider yung quality ng clips na ibibigay natin kay video editor. At yung clips at yung video clips na yon kailangan naka-indicate din doon yung mga tamang angles at tamang tawag dito, framing ng subject matter natin dun sa video. Kasi po, ang hirap mag-edit kapag yung video clips natin ay hindi rin maganda yung quality. So, 11 common mistakes in video editing. So, we have 6 common mistakes. Yun nga po, yung overusing effects and transitions, not syncing audio correctly, yung jump cuts and disrupting flow, poor color correction, and using low quality footage. So, to conclude my presentation, so let's summarize what we have learned about video editing. So, basic video editing po, again, is a critical skill for anyone who wants to tell a story, communicate a message, or create a content. So it allows us to take raw footage and transform it into something engaging and meaningful. Modern tools and software have made the process much easier for both beginners and professionals. Hindi na po natin kailangan maging expert agad para lang makapag-edit because there are tools designed for different skill levels. And lastly, encouragement to practice. So like any other skill, practice is essential to becoming good at video editing. Start small, experiment with different software na available, and as you improve, you will be able to create more complex and polished projects. So for the last part po of my presentation, let me share to you po the basic video editing tutorial 101.
Hello, hello everyone.
Lang po.
Hello everyone, my name is Jaren Pasidan and today I am going to walk you through the basics of video editing using CapCut Pro. Whether you are new to video editing or just looking for a simple way to create engaging content, CapCut is a user-friendly tool that can help you get started. Once you open CapCut, you will be greeted by this main interface. Over here on the left, you will find your media library where all your video clips, audio, and images are stored. In the center, you have your preview window where you can watch the edits in real time. And at the bottom, this is your timeline where the magic happens. So the timeline is where you will arrange and edit your clips. Importing media. Let's start by importing our media. Click the plus icon or simply drag and drop the files you want to use from your computer into the media library. For this demo, I will use a sample video and an audio file. So once they are imported, you can just drag them into the timeline. Cutting and trimming clips. One of the most basic editing tasks is cutting or trimming your clips. To trim, simply place the cursor at the beginning. So if you want to cut a specific part, place the playhead on the timeline and hit the split button, which looks like a scissor icon. Then, let's proceed to adding transitions. Transitions help make the video flow smoothly. Click on the Transitions tab on the left side. CapCut offers a variety of transitions like fade, zoom, and more. For this demo, I will select the black fade and drag it between my two clips. You can also adjust the duration by dragging the edges of the transitions. Now, let's add some text to our video. Click on the text tab and you will see different styles. I will go ahead and choose a simple style. Drag it onto the timeline and then edit the text to say basic video editing. You can move the text to any position on the screen by dragging it within the preview window. Next is adding music. To add some background music, head to the Audio tab. You can either choose from CapCut's built-in music library or import your own. For this demo, I will use the stock audio file into the timeline. Make sure to lower the volume if the music is too loud by clicking on the audio clip and adjusting the volume slide here. So once you're satisfied with your edits, it's time to export. Simply click the export button at the top right. Choose your desired video quality. And hit export again. Now, you've got a finished video ready to share. And that's it for the basic introduction to CapCut. With just a few simple steps, you can create professional looking videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps you get started with your own project.
And I think that would be all for my report po. Once again, good evening and thank you po.
kumakain ng rambutan, no? Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, no, one of the key advantages of video editing software in education is its ability to accommodate diverse learning styles. No, for visual learners, video content can make complex topics more accessible and easier to understand by providing visual example. For auditory learners, adding clear and descriptive narration can improve retention and understanding because video projects also allow kinesthetic learners to engage in hands-on activities through editing and content creation. So this flexibility makes video editing an effective medium for presenting information in multiple ways, enhancing overall comprehension. The creative aspect of video editing tools allows students to actively participate in their own learning. So as teacher, by creating videos, a student can demonstrate their understanding of a topic in an original and personalized way. Let's say, for example, students may be tasked with creating a documentary on a historical event or an explainer video about a scientific concept. In doing so, they engage deeply with the content, learning not only about the topic itself, but also about the process of storytelling and communication. And this creative engagement fosters critical thinking as a student must decide how to best convey their message. Instructor or teachers too can utilize video editing software to make their teaching more engaging and effective. Instead of relying solely on traditional lectures, teachers can produce videos that illustrate concepts, conduct virtual experiments, or provide step-by-step tutorials such content can be shared on educational platforms, making it accessible for students to review at their own pace. Now, this capability aligns with the flipped classroom model, where students can watch lectures or learn content at home. So allowing classroom time to be spent on interactive activities and discussion. Actually sa LET minsan lumalabas yung about sa mga flipped classroom model. So video editing tools also support collaborative learning as a student can work in groups to produce video content. Collaboration, of course, promote teamwork, communication, and problem-solving skills, which are valuable in both academic and professional context. Platform like WeVideo and Clipchamp provide cloud-based collaboration features that allow multiple users to edit the same project simultaneously. And these real-time collaborations is especially useful for distance learning environments where students can contribute to shared video projects regardless of their physical location. So the availability of free or low-cost video editing software, as our presenter mentioned, has democratized access, allowing even schools with limited budgets to incorporate video productions into their curriculum. So programs like OpenShot, Shortcuts, sabi nga ng presenter, and Lightworks offer many advanced features without the hefty price tag of professional grade software. And these tools can be used on various devices, including smartphone, pwede sa tablet, pwede sa computers, making it possible for students to create and edit videos with the resources they have at hand. So this accessibility helps ensure that video editing can be integrated into a wide range of learning environments. Despite its benefits, of course, video editing also possesses challenges. The learning curve for some programs can be steep, requiring time and practice for both students and teachers to become proficient, because technical requirements such as processing power and storage space may also limit accessibility for some users. So to address these challenges, schools may provide training sessions, tutorials, or assign more straightforward projects to help students gradually build their skills. Educators need to ensure that the students are equipped not only with the tools, but also with the know-how to use them effectively in their projects. Again, I agree with the presenter that video editing software is a powerful educational technology tool that enhances both teaching and learning. So by making learning content more dynamic and interactive, fostering creativity and critical thinking, and promoting collaborative skills, video editing tools have a positive impact on the educational experience with thoughtful implementation and support no, educators or teachers can harness the full potential of video editing software to enrich the learning environment, enabling students to become not just consumers of information but creators of content. So I think that's it for this topic.